channel. Karibuni sana, by the way, is a Kiswahili statement that says welcome so much. And you're going to learn Kiswahili with me here so that you can be able to say welcome. You can be able to say thank you. Asante. Thank you means, asante means thank you. So allow me to first thank our new subscribers and our returning subscribers for always supporting us, coming to this channel, liking our videos, subscribing to this channel. We appreciate so much. We really don't take it for granted. And today we are still talking about the land we all love, the land of wood and water. And that is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about a video, or rather a tweet that I saw in Twitter talking about somebody was asking, and I tend to think the person who was asking was actually from America, and he was asking, what have Jamaicans contributed to Black American culture? Or what have the Jamaicans, or how have the Jamaicans contributed to the Black American culture? And I want to answer the person. But before I go to answer the person, I want to categorically say that Black Americans or African Americans, Jamaicans, Africans, and some of the Caribbeans, we are one people. We have the same originality. We should embrace each other as brothers and sisters. We should support each other. Because even during the slavery times, all of us, we suffered the same treatment by the colonial masters. The Jamaicans were actually captured from West Africa, taken to Jamaica, and were actually used to work in sugar plantations, while the Black Americans were left in America and they were actually working as slaves. So we have shared the same pain, the same fate in life, and therefore we should not start quarreling each other or fighting each other or competing with each other. We should embrace each other, love each other, support each other, and work together for the goodness of the man we call the Black man. And therefore this video is not about any kind of attack to any people. It is purely to answer a question that was asked by one person. It's not all the Black people or Black Americans or African Americans that think that Jamaicans have not contributed a lot to their culture. It's just one person, and I want to emphasize. And therefore, this is not about Jamaicans versus Black Americans. It's about individuals' decision, individuals' sentiment, and individuals' mindset and belief. And therefore, this guy came to the Twitter and asked, how or what have the Jamaicans contributed to the Black American culture? Both Jamaicans and the Black or African Americans have actually supported each other a lot. Jamaicans artists and even the Black American artists have shared the same platform. They have collaborated in music. They have helped each other in their growing the culture of the Black people. And therefore, while I highlight the contribution of Jamaicans to the culture of Black Americans, it is clear the Jamaicans also have really benefited from the Black American people. And therefore, today is just a video to answer this guy who came to the Twitter to ask, how have the Jamaicans contributed to the Black American culture? Jamaica have been very outgoing in their ways of life, in their support, in their hard work, in everything they do. I have short videos to show you how Jamaicans are aggressive, how Jamaicans are actually hardworking, how Jamaicans have conquered in different areas to be respected all over the world and to be embraced all over the world. The other day, just the video, I think it is the video of before yesterday, I was talking about the contribution of the Jamaicans in actually America. And we talked about so many people. I talked about Kamala Harris, who has actually changed a lot the political era, or the political what? What can I say? The political arena of America in her time as the Vice President of America. So Kamala Harris has actually borrowed, or rather taken, the Jamaican culture to America in a very big way politically. We also talked about Powell, who has actually contributed a lot politically in America, and he has his roots in Jamaica. He was actually the Secretary of State in America. So Jamaicans, apart from those ones that we see high there, have contributed a lot, both politically, sport-wise, music-wise, and we're going to go through the contribution of Jamaicans in Black American culture. So without further ado, let us go to the backbone of this video. So we are talking about Jamaicans' contribution to the Black American culture. And like I have said, I have just mentioned two people, and I'm going to mention them still in the video, and how far they have contributed to the Black American culture, having come from Jamaica. So I will start with the fact that both Jamaicans and Americans, they were actually slaves the same time. Both were captured, and they were actually originally from Africa, and they were treated as slaves in Jamaica and in America, respectively.
Both Jamaica and the United States have histories scarred by the brutalities of slavery and colonialism. In Jamaica, the British Empire established a ruthless plantation economy that thrived on the backs of African slaves. Meanwhile, in the United States, enslaved Africans were forced to build the economic foundations of the southern states.
So these people shared the same pain, shared the same predicament, shared the same mistreatment, shared the same fate at one time. And therefore, they are actually a people that share a lot historically, and all of them originated from Africa, and therefore they are supposed to respect each other, they are supposed to honor each other, they are supposed to embrace each other, like I had said earlier, and they are supposed to support each other in times of goodness and trouble. Experiences also have actually shaped each one of them in different ways. Jamaicans have been shaped by their experiences a lot, and their culture has been shaped by experiences. On the other hand, the Black Americans have also been shaped by their culture, their way of life, in a very unique way. In other words, both of them, they have their unique way of life and their unique culture depending on their experiences in life. Most immigrants in United States of America are actually from Jamaica. In other words, if we looked at different countries that have contributed the immigrants in the United States of America, most of them are Jamaicans. A greater percentage of immigrants that are found in the United States of America are actually Jamaicans. And yesterday, I was talking about, about New York and the way Jamaicans have contributed a lot in culture in New York. And we talked about patois, and there is this lady who was actually saying, if you're from New York and you say that you don't know how to speak patois, you'll be telling a lie. Because almost everybody in New York can be able to speak Jamaican patois. And Jamaican patois is a language spoken by the people of Jamaica. And therefore, this has really changed a lot in the way people live in New York. And people came to the comment section and they told me so many states where Jamaicans live in New York. And therefore, language sharing is a lot in the two communities. The people from Jamaica and the people from America, the Black Americans. So there is that sharing of ragwash, the part of ragwash, and most of the New York people, though they are not from Jamaica, they are able to speak patois. So there is that has been borrowed from Jamaica. The next one is music and dance. This is great because we all know Jamaicans are dancers, Jamaicans are musicians. They can create music anywhere, out of anything, and they dance anywhere at any given time. So the music and dance have been borrowed a lot by the Black Americans from Jamaica. The foundation of hip-hop is actually from Jamaica.
Let's start with one of the most significant contributions, music and dance. It may surprise you to know that there's a compelling theory suggesting Jamaicans played a foundational role in the birth of hip-hop, a genre that has become synonymous with Black American culture. In the early 1970s, DJ Kool Herc, a Jamaican immigrant, introduced the concept of toasting to the Bronx, New York. Toasting is a style of rhythmic speech over a beat, a precursor to what we now know as rapping. Herc's unique style of mixing breakbeats on turntables became the blueprint for hip-hop. And the rest, as they say, is history. But hip-hop is just the tip of the iceberg. Jamaican music, with its vibrant beats and compelling rhythms, has influenced many mainstream American musicians. Reggae, dancehall and ska have all found their way into the American musical landscape, infusing it with fresh sounds and styles.
From Jamaica. And hip-hop is a type of music that is very, very much embraced by the African American people. Hip-hop originated from DJ Kool. And DJ Kool was actually a Jamaican-born DJ. And he came, I think in one of my videos, I narrated how DJ Kool started hip-hop. And he was actually the foundation of hip-hop, and then he moved to America, and the people in America rant a lot about hip-hop, and therefore they have practiced a lot of hip-hop in their music, and it actually originated from Jamaica. It is actually this DJ Kool that actually immigrated to New York, introduced hip-hop in New York, and most of the Black Americans really embrace hip-hop in America. Jamaican music has influenced a lot of people both in America and even outside America. We know that Jamaican music has captured attention in UK, has captured attention in Africa, has captured attention in Asia, has captured attention even in the Caribbean island and even in America. So it has actually caused a lot of influence in the American people. The reggae music, the dancehall music, the ska music, all these has actually brought a lot of impact to the American people, and yet it was born and bred in Jamaica. We have also seen a lot of artists being embraced a lot in America and celebrated a lot in America as they go to perform. We have seen Paul and we have Shaggy. We have great musicians that have come to Jamaica that are celebrated in America in a very, very great way. They have enjoyed a lot of support in United States of America, and therefore it means the people in America embrace the music culture that comes from Jamaica, and they support it a lot. And that is why I've said both the Jamaicans and the African Americans have benefited from each other. We can see these singers like Sean Paul and Shaggy have gotten a lot of support in United States of America, and they are from Jamaica. And they have brought the culture of music that has actually been embraced and supported by the people from America. So in other words, they support each other, they embrace each other, they share culture in terms of music together. So we have also seen other areas where Jamaica has contributed a lot to the culture of the Black American. By the way, before I come out of music, then we have this lady called Grace Jones. Grace Jones is a known singer and also a fashionist. She's very good in fashion, and she is a Jamaican, and she went to the United States of America and caused a lot of influence in terms of music and fashion. So apart from influencing the African American in music, she has also actually influenced a lot in terms of fashion. And by the way, do you remember the other day we were looking at this lady that was given the Fashion Women Reward of the Year? She was from Jamaica. I can't really remember her name, but I captured her in one of my videos. She was given the title of the best fashion women category in United States of America. And therefore it means a lot about the fashion in Jamaica and the fashion in United States of America. They have caused a lot of influence in terms of fashion in the United States of America. Dancehall stars have influenced a lot in the way they dance, the way they perform, the way they sing their songs. In other words, the way Jamaicans dance, the way they perform their song, the way they celebrate their song, and the dance styles have really influenced a lot in America. And we see people like Rihanna and Beyonce actually borrowing a lot from the Jamaican dancing styles. You can imagine these are great stars, great musicians in America, and they have actually borrowed a lot in their way of dancing from Jamaica. So we can see that even in the dancing styles, Jamaica have contributed a lot to the Black American people. Then let us look at this guy whom we all know and we celebrate each and every day, Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican that actually migrated to United States of America and started spreading independence, self-love, and a lot of stuff, and formed very many parties, or rather formed very many political parties to talk about justice, to talk about oppression. And therefore, he was a great influence because this is the time the Black Americans were actually being oppressed, being segregated, and Marcus Garvey brought about the believing in themselves to the Black American people.
Born in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica in 1887, Garvey was a visionary who laid the groundwork for future black empowerment movements. He migrated to the United States in 1916 and founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, advocating for the global unification and empowerment of African people. Garvey's philosophy was revolutionary. He preached self-reliance, economic independence and pride in African heritage at a time when racial segregation and disenfranchisement were rampant in the US. His message resonated deeply with African Americans who were grappling with the harsh realities of life under Jim Crow laws.
You know, there are sometimes people oppresses you and you feel that you are nobody, you are not worthy, you are not a person. But Marcus Garvey made the Black people and even the Black American people to appreciate the color of black and to be proud of their color and to stand tall and to say no to oppression. And therefore we can see a lot of influence in Marcus Garvey in the Black or the African American people. His legacy leaves a lot of contribution in the Black American culture. People like Malcolm and Martin Luther actually were inspired by Marcus Garvey. And these are black people in America, and they were actually inspired a lot by Marcus Garvey and his beliefs and the way he worked things out and what he preached and a lot of stuff that he was doing. It really caused a lot of impact in the black American community. He made the blacks understand that black is something to boast about, to be happy about. And he made them understand that black is beautiful. You should not feel inferior because you are a black person. And this has spread a lot of confidence, a lot of self-love, a lot of understanding of the black people, and they stand tall and refuse oppression. So Marcus Garvey contributed a lot to the culture of the black American people. Then we have Bob Marley. We all know Bob Marley and his contribution in music and what his music always talked about. He preached about, or rather his music talked about resistance to oppression, talked about unity, talked about love, talked about respect, and all that. His Rastafarian faith actually influenced a lot of people, including the African American people. His call for unity for all people in all walks of life, the black people, has actually inspired a lot of black people to unite, to love each other, to embrace each other, and to support each other. And that is why we see the Jamaican people, they actually love the African people and anybody that is associated with their color. Because Marcus Garvey preached about embracing ourselves, loving ourselves, supporting ourselves, and actually working together for the goodness of the black people. So Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley actually contributed a lot to African American and African and Jamaicans and the Caribbeans that are black to actually believe in each other and work together and embrace unity and love to each other. So Bob Marley also contributed a lot to the African American culture. Jamaican actors and their contribution. We saw that there are so many Jamaican actors in the United States of America. We have just talked about Grace Jones, who is a fashionist, and there are so many actors that have actually come from Jamaica, and they are doing great work in the United States of America. Some of them are Shaira and Banafonte. There are so many. I mentioned them in one of my videos, I think yesterday, and talked about actors that have actually come from Jamaica and they have settled in the United States of America and are doing very well, and they are causing a lot of influence in the African American people. So apart from the singers, the artists, the actors from Jamaica have contributed a lot to the black American culture. Then we have the political influence, and I talked about Kamala Harris, and I also talked about Powell, and I said the roles they have played in actually bringing or rather changing the African American culture politically. So we have great people in the government. Some of them I mentioned yesterday are actually governors in Virginia, are governors in different states of the United States of America, and they have brought about a lot of change, or rather, let me not talk about change, but they have caused a lot of influence in the black American culture. The broader impact of Jamaican diaspora. I started by saying there are so many Jamaicans that actually live in America. We talked about New York City, and we talked about the way Jamaicans have caused a lot of influence in the patois language. Apart from that, the diaspora people from Jamaica to America have really caused a lot of influence in the education system, in the health system, in the police force. We have so many Jamaicans who are teachers. The other day we were celebrating a teacher who was given the reward of the Teacher of the Year in one of the states in the United States of America. We have also seen a lot of medics that come from Jamaica that are working in the United States of America, police officers. There is a man who watches me. His name is Sylvester, and he's actually from Jamaica, and he's in the police force in the United States of America. There is a lot of borrowing of labor from Jamaica to United States of America, and they have come along with their culture, and there is a lot of influence to the Black American culture. New York and Miami are actually there is a lot of influence of the Jamaican culture in New York and Miami. Look at the Jamaican cuisine, the type of food the Jamaicans eat. In New York the other day, we saw Dimwango actually going to a restaurant and ordering Jamaican food. So there is a lot of influence in terms of food in New York and Miami. And therefore, there is a lot of influence in terms of food when it comes to Jamaica and the African American people. This food is liked a lot in America, by the way. And the other thing is Jamaican restaurants are very evident everywhere in the United States of America, and therefore it has brought about the Jamaican food, the Jamaican culture of food to the United States of America. Sports. We have seen very great men and women who actually come from Jamaica and they are doing sporting to the American people. Like we have Sheira, who is actually a Jamaican who runs for the United States of America. There is also the wife to Noah. She's a Jamaican who runs for Jamaica but stays in the United States of America. So there is a lot of culture influence when it comes to Jamaica and the African American entrepreneur. These two countries share a lot when it comes to entrepreneur, and the culture influence is evident when we come to entrepreneur. Rastafarian movement is seen in Black American culture a lot. They have also borrowed the types of music, the jazz, the blues, the hip hop, we mentioned about it, and there is a lot of borrowing from Jamaica to the African American people. They are also very great musicians that have actually come from Jamaica, and they are in United States of America. The Biggie Small, the Tupac, the Kid from Kids Pray, and many others who are actually second generation Americans or have their roots in Jamaica. So there is a lot of borrowing from Jamaica to the Black American people. We have talked about music, we have talked about culture, we have talked about food, we have talked about sports, we have talked about entrepreneur, political, and all those areas. Jamaicans have really brought a lot of influence to the Black American. And I want to say that both these communities have benefited from each other. Jamaicans have contributed the Black American, and the Black American have really helped Jamaicans to actually be who they are today. And therefore, we say it's a 50-50 between the two groups of people. And I started by saying these are people that should embrace each other, support each other, love each other, because their originality is Africa, and we are all one. One people, one love. See you during the next video. Bye-bye and God bless.